And let the interventions begin. All right. We're back here live on Instagram, TikTok, all those wonderful places. We're going to try to keep it PG 13. Just a little recap. This is going to be about, it's always about Umar Johnson. But, a little while back, he said some things that was not taken very well from the black male department.
We have to be
And the
held
strong-
accountable for their poor selection.
No, you have to be held accountable. No, you have to be held accountable because they have a poor selection.
Rightfully so. And, we have a few guys that just have something to say. Let's let it roll.
Man, y'all know I got to start my man. This interweb been going absolutely buck nutty, right? I thought it was going to fade one day. It's been going crazy about this Dr. Umar Johnson thing.
And I'm glad it hasn't, because the honest truth is, for too long we've had orbiters, simps, and just elites that have been trying to push this narrative and make money off of it. Pretty much, it's pretty much telling a lie and knowing why you would never tell them the truth. Because there goes your money, there goes your finances, all that wonderful stuff. So you have to tell a little bit of a truth, but then fortified by a whole bunch of lying.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the David Rapping crew. When it comes to the baby mama thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, my wife, I married a woman who came with a child, right? And I don't get what the problem, what the issue is with a woman having, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't, as black men, y'all don't feel a little bit of responsibility,
What? What the fuck? What the hell did you just say?
And see, that's where I draw the line. When people come up and tell you, you don't feel a little bit responsible what two other adults did, I just replay it back in your head. Do I not feel that I am responsible for what one man did with another woman who were two grown adults who made a little person? No. We need to stop with that whole men need to be the cleanup man, because that's exactly what that is. You want a man to be a cleanup man. I mean, kudos for you for getting married, but dude, you look young. Maybe that's your thing. Maybe you like young women. That's also cool. Maybe you like older women that have kids. That's also cool as well. But they're like, this whole campaign of, well, it made sense to me, so I don't understand why you don't do it. Because I have options. Now, either that's who you're attracted to, or this is the best you can get. And you look fairly young, my man. So why would you waste your time on women that are just well past their prime?
Saying we're trying to help out and raise, you know what I'm saying, these quote unquote bastard children, you know what I'm saying, so they can be effective in the community.
No, that's not my responsibility. See, the thing that's happening is we are using these children, who are the actual victims, as a scapegoat for a woman's inability to choose a better mate. That's why they push this nonsense. If I screw up, there's some sucker, I'm sorry, there is some man, some real man, who is going to take care of all my kids. Because his daddy was nothing, and you know what happens. He was a narcissist. He was abusive.
Lies! Deceptions!
Wash, rinse, repeat. It's not my responsibility. And you're using these kids as an scapegoat for men to basically come out here and clean up and do and take care of the responsibility for the men that I'm pretty sure they knew one ish, so they could have their fun and get his genes. And then the guy that they didn't want the genetic code from, that guy could easily be the financial backup. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? Let me say it again. You want those men to be the financial backup plans for the guys who weren't going to be that. You knew they weren't going to be that, but you wanted that genetic code in your child. The next guy who comes along, those are just credit card with legs.
And who's that? Oh, it's Mr. MVP, Sim!
Here's the other thing. Is that woman going to be able to have more kids? Is she? Is she going to be able to reproduce more, depending on how many she has? Because remember, you better be careful what state you go to. Those kids can easily be put on you, and then you can be on child support for those kids. This is why the law is not fair.
I am the law. I never broke the law. I am the law. You betray the law.
The law does what it does best. Make money, regardless of what you think.
As much as humanly possible. You know what I'm saying? Like talk to me. What's going on? Why? What you know? What did they, you know? What's going on? Like what's the problem? Like damn,
They're used up. There is no problem. There's not something you can't understand. These women are used up and they're just not useful. Just like a man who's broke is useless to any woman. A man that can't perform is useless to any other woman. Let's stop pretending that that each sex doesn't have something that holds them back from getting the men that they want.
I didn't know it was that big of a deal.
Oh, it's a big deal, my man. It's a really big deal.
You know, because that's all I see is baby mamas.
All right, we're going to replay that one back.
I didn't know it was that big of a deal. You know, because that's all I see is baby mamas.
You see that? Did you see that?
You see something? Now you see now. You done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
I want you to know that what you just heard, that's a problem. The community that you came from, there's nothing but single mothers. You came from a community where everyone's pregnant. So, and this is why I don't like what happened, especially in the black community. It's become the norm. We have made having children out of wedlock the norm, and we've made the sympathy of, well, he was a narcissist and he was abusive and this and that. I was forced against my will. All that good stuff. The fact of the matter is, when you see it that much and it doesn't seem that much of a big deal, it's like when you go and living in a ghetto and you hear gunshots and everyone else jumps who's not from your neighborhood. You're the only couple people who don't jump because that's the norm. This is not the norm. This is abnormal that is taking over as if it's becoming the norm, but it shouldn't be normal, and it shouldn't be normalized.
He ain't lying.
You know what I mean? And they're available as hell. You know, I was 25 years old and I already knew.
Wait, did he say he's 20? Is he 24 now?
It's baby mamas. You know what I mean? And they're available as hell. You know, I was 25 years old and I already knew.
25 years old. So I really want to know how old he is. Is he in his 30s?
That the likelihood of me getting with a female that didn't have children was slim to none.
And that's sad. There are women out there, dude. There are women out there all over the world that don't have kids. It's just that your environment, that's all you've seen. You know, I've spoken to people who will live in their neighborhoods and never left the neighborhood ever. They've ever traveled outside of their own neighborhood or hood. And I told him to go travel. He says, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I never traveled before." Travel, go out, see the world. It was just foreign to them. Even to go to another state, some people just never do that. And I says, go out, travel, see people, see how different people react around you. And he was happy he did. Now he's a freaking Travelocity gnome. And he's having the greatest time of his life. And I said, yes, you should be seeing the world. You are stuck here, my man. There are plenty of women that don't have kids. There are plenty of women that have a low body count. There are plenty of women who aren't infected by what we call the norm. All tatted up, earrings all over the place, whole bunch of little credit cards with legs walking around. There are so many different women out there. You're selling yourself short because this is what you're used to.
You know what I'm saying? And I purposely dated women with children because they was more serious.
I hate to break it to you. I'm in my 40s, and I can tell you right now, that's not always the truth. Most of them, let me phrase it. There's a good portion of them that are very serious because they got no damn choice. They have to take things seriously. But a large portion of them, unfortunately, they're just not responsible. They're actually irresponsible. If I told you stories, which I will not, because TikTok has problems with me being honest, but the things I would tell you that some single mothers would do is disgusting. Downright selfish. So you found good ones that were, but you also have to get on their game plan. A lot of them don't have a lot of time. A lot of them want to rush the relationship. A lot of them want to when are we going to get married? Or when are you going to move in? When are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? And the honest truth is you have to take on those responsibilities. There's a lot of them that'll say, oh, no, you don't have to. I'm paying for my kids and this and that. They all say that in the very beginning, and the large portion of them, usually in the end, are wondering, well, can you help us out with this thing? And then it's a slippery slope after that. But to go after a single mother and you're young, that just doesn't make any sense to me.
As far as what I was looking for, you know what I mean? And it ain't help to know that, that they had the kids like my older brother used to say, God rest his soul. He was like, you want to know one thing about a woman with kids? She like to have sex.
And then we get down to what this is really about. Because they're going to put it out. They will. They have to. They don't have a lot at stake right now. They got to give you something. So they're going to put it in because they got to go above and beyond. It's like a larger woman. She doesn't have the body that the other women have. So she's got to have something else to give to the table, usually sexually. And that's cool. Or even a great personality, because a lot of 10s ain't got no personality at all. So the fat girl's going to go above and beyond and have a great personality and maybe a bottomless you-know-what. And those are just things that stand out for her. But young man, you need to start understanding that the world is bigger than single mothers from the hood that you came from. I'm not even trying to be insulting to you. I'm just being honest. There's so much more in this world. I mean, if you choose it, hey, more power to you. We're all adults. We do whatever we want. But I would always encourage young people to go and find and start your own legacy. Single mothers belong with single fathers. And if it's not with a single father, it better be with the actual father. That way they have something in common. We all know the ground rules, at least to the best that we can. A man with options should not ever really be going out with a single mother seriously. I'm just being honest with you.